Okay, this is a video that not many people actually do topic-wise. I know a lot of you are definitely going to be, you want to become famous and you do what you want when you want, right? Don't do that. Gotta have self-discipline. Gotta have it before you ever start working towards becoming famous. You need to have self-discipline. You need to be able to say, is that going to be a good idea to say? Or is that going to be a bad idea? Let me explain here in this one right here, okay? Someone says, do you do anything other than ramble in front of a camera? You got two choices at that point. You can react and say, oh, you're just a no good dude, nothing sack of crap. Or you can respond with, actually, I don't just sit in front of a camera and ramble on. These are lessons I give from my life experiences. There's a big difference here. Your level of self-control, self-discipline, and being able to think things through, it'll affect you for the rest of your life. It will affect you for the rest of your life. You start stirring up hate by just lashing out and reacting to whatever anyone says and stuff. You're not gonna be famous for the right reasons, and you're gonna be someone that, because you stirred up the hatred, you're gonna wind up with a lot of negativity around you physically. Being an internet sensation, it's not just on the internet. You put yourself out there the way I do, to the extent that I do, showing my face. You got to understand this, okay? Please take a moment. Rein your brain in. When you start to actually get recognized, Fluffy hit the nail on the head with some aspects. People get starstruck. Oh my God, he really is real and he's not just some made up character. You are definitely right. Definitely and absolutely right when you say that. But rein your brain in. Those of you viewing this, rein your brains in too. There's more going on in my life than what you see on YouTube or Facebook or whatever the hell you look at me on. Okay, understand this. You standing there in a public place all starstruck because you recognize me, it's affecting people around you too. Okay, like security staff at various locations are all kind of as soon as that starts happening, they're starting to stand on guard because they know something's going to happen if, in general, they know that at times, and I know, to you, the starstruck person. I'm someone really special and whatnot. Honestly, I'm nobody special. I'm just doing what I do best. Teaching. I just chose a digital platform. I chose to do it through videos. Please respect the fact that whilst you may be starstruck, you feel yourself going, oh, no way. Ring your brain, go, no kidding. Walk up. Hey, are you Chef Matt? Are you Matt? No, just in general, just the first name, Matt. To a guy who's used to being recognized, I'm no longer going to be upset. It was a very uncomfortable adjustment and phase for me. Transitioning over from, in the eyes of the world, a nobody to a somebody. By the way, if you see me sitting down alone, eating something, please come join me. Come sit with me. I'm very similar in person to what I am on the internet, especially here on YouTube. Now, at times I post risque and unedited stuff. Understand this. My Facebook page is loaded with rough cuts. You may actually see hints that I'm working on a very large project. By the way, I'd like you to join my Facebook group that I just created. We all have skills to offer. And, I went from offering my skills to 1 at a time to 10 at a time to 30 at a time. And now, the way I'm sharing my knowledge and teaching, my knowledge along with the understanding of my knowledge, this particular platform, please have no fear. Understand this. I'm putting myself out there. You got no need to be all butthurt, all upset. I'm just an everyday guy doing an everyday, just doing a typical job like anyone else. It's not that difficult once you get adjusted to it. There's going to be a lot of emotional highs and a lot of emotional lows. When people start to heckle you and whatnot, you know that you're starting to become, for all intents and purposes, you're starting to become someone. That is a good sign when people are heckling you, when you're a calm, level-headed guy and you just go, really? Are we going to go down this road? Are you absolutely certain you want to continue down that road? Do you have any idea that I've learned how to redirect negative energy into positive energy? Are you absolutely sure you want to travel down this road? Okay, if you're really that dead set on it, and you just go from there. But the trick is you gotta win your audience over. Gotta win the crowd over. Don't be an attention seeker, but the trick here is on YouTube, gotta win that crowd over. Next thing you know, it can get kind of odd at times. With most hecklers, like Steve Hofstetter put it, most hecklers, there's the kill shot. Okay, they're done, they're leaving, or they're done, they're shutting up. But understand this, it's inevitable. Someone is just not going to figure out to just leave well enough alone. And it's going to be rough. Don't block them. Don't block anyone on YouTube. Trust me on this one. But let me continue on with this one. You are honestly going to be really amazed and really surprised at the fact that just by calmly sitting there and saying, asking questions that show you're listening and are attempting to get their brain to engage and kind of think things through a little more, going to make a world of difference. Also, I'll be dropping in to some various areas for the next couple of weeks. And I certainly do enjoy seeing the looks on people's faces. And, it's kind of fun for me to interact with people. I enjoy it. There's times when I get a little down and whatnot, and I'm going through a rough time. We all go through rough times. The rough times make the good times that much better. My only favor I ask of every one of you that are seeing this video, my one and only favor, is don't let the Christmas spirit die off. Christmas may end, Christmas may be on December 25th. But there's no excuse for getting all wrapped up in your daily life and just motoring through everything. Now, yeah, we all have a choice. Either ignore people when they greet us or respond to them and greet them back. It seems as though for about 1 month out of the entire year, people are open and more willing and happy to respond to a greeting and greet them back. The rest of the time, the other 11 months out of the year, it's completely the opposite. So let's not let the Christmas spirit die off. Just because, when Christmas has happened, just because it's happened, it doesn't mean that the party is over and we got to get back to our daily lives. Something as simple as, when somebody greets you and says, "Good morning," and you may be having a really bad day. People that are greeting you with good morning, their morning is going well. Understand that, okay? You may be having a rough go of it. It's okay to stop and take a minute and have a conversation with a complete stranger. it actually does save lives. A lot of people out there that commit suicide, they feel alone in the world, like nobody cares. And they do have a very valid point there. They're not doing it to lash out at the world. They're not doing it because they want to hurt you. They're doing it because they want to end their suffering. There's no need for people to suffer that way. There's no need for people to suffer feeling alone. Something as simple as a good morning, or a good afternoon, or a good evening can really make a big difference. Believe you me, it's what happens in society is a direct reflection of what's going on all over the internet, all over the world. And, I may have long hair and all. My voice, it does carry. When I speak in church, I turn the microphone off because otherwise it's way too loud for everyone. It's not that big of a church, but it's a big room. There's a lot of space to fill up. I need no electronic assistance from audio equipment to fill a room. If I wanted to, if I really wanted to, I have wanted to and have done it before. I know how to make my voice heard. I can make my voice heard. Having long hair doesn't mean I'm some pot-smoking hippie that's speaking loud because he does drugs, okay? That is bullshit. I haven't touched marijuana, alcohol, or cigarettes at all, any of those, in over 3 months. Now, let's continue on with this. Prior then, exclude the alcohol, going all the way back to March, or going back to April. Then you can exclude the prescriptions, go back to March, and that was the start of it. I wound up in cuffs. I got a lot of things that rattle through my mind. And drugs are only a momentary fix. You walk into the doctor, you feel like everything's working. The doctor writes you another script, says, hey, we'll see you back here in a month. Or hey, we'll see you back here in 3 months or whatever. But what you're not realizing is when those drugs start to wear off, back to square one. All this insulin and this and that and this and that. All these drugs and stuff, they really screw with your head. They really screw up your mind. But you can mentally recover from this stuff. And I encourage you to, if your kid really doesn't want to go to school that day, sit down with him with an open mind, or sit down with her with an open mind. Hear them out. Allow that kid, allow that child to have a voice. They may actually see things that you're not seeing. They may be understanding things that you don't understand. They may recognize something that you don't recognize. Whilst we all have whilst we as adults have knowledge we can share, So do children. Children have knowledge, understanding, another perspective that they can share. Let them share it. Don't shoot them down. My dad did that to me, and it screwed me up. It put me in predisposition to go start shooting and to go start popping pills and from a doctor, and put me in predisposition to smoke marijuana, smoke the nicotine products, drink the alcohol. But a lot of people say someday I'm going to be somebody. I used to say that. When I dropped off the drugs and off the chemical bandwagon, I became somebody. I'd like to thank all of you for watching all the way to the end of this video. I'd like to thank everybody for doing their best to not let the Christmas spirit die off after Christmas has occurred. I'm not going to judge you for drinking alcohol because I've been there. I've done it. Every once in a while, I do go to the bar. Not to drink alcohol, but to drink a soda. Sit down with a couple of some people that are having some rough times. Yes, I get accused every once in a while of being a pussy and a lightweight and all this for not wanting to drink alcohol in a bar and whatnot, but and the bartenders don't mind it either. It's not that bad of it's not that big a deal to them. They know that one day they may be reading your obituary long before it really needed to happen. They don't want to do that. They mainly need the job. They need the income to put the bread on the table. But that's all they need, is they need a method of putting bread on the table. Putting food on the table, putting the bread on the table for their families. And if you see me, I welcome it. Thank me for what I've done. I welcome the interactions now. I've come out of my shell. I have realized I am somebody. For 7 years of my life, I walked around most of the time not caring if I lived or died. And the long and the short of it is, it was truly because I felt so alone. So indescribably alone. I've had feelings of being alone in rooms full of people that were so drunk they didn't even recognize me. I came in, we showed up at the party. I was Matt. I walked out and I was some dude or some guy. It broke my heart. Please, let's keep the holiday cheer going all year round. I'm going through a pretty big struggle because of the fact that my childhood friend came home physically changed. He bears the physical battle scars. of the sunken in eyes from all the fighting for our freedom and fighting for his own life and all this stuff. And he's got a hell of a lot of scars, both physically and mentally. The sunken in eyes from them constantly being pushed deeper and deeper by people trying to shove their fingers through his eyes, trying to make him blind. Didn't work. All they did was sink his eyes deeper and deeper. I cried this morning, but the emotions that built up for a while, they've been relieved. They say grown men don't cry, but they do. Men just cry alone. They cry away from everyone. My dad used to cry, and sometimes I thought he was drunk, but he was crying for so long. And before long, he started searching for answers at the bottom of bottles. Well, first it started with searching for the answers at the bottom of beer cans. Then searching for the answers at the bottom of wine glasses and beer bottles, and next thing I knew, he was searching for answers at the bottom of a bottle of whiskey. I'd like to publicly apologize for not understanding. I now understand what you went through, Dad. I really did. All the hurt, the sadness, and the pain in the world, it doesn't need to happen. A bunch of greedy people turn, they turn brainwashed, innocent brainwashed human beings into slaves. They're a slave to their job. They're a slave to their debts. All of which could have been easily avoided by having a good mentor, a good role model. Thank you. I appreciate you watching this video. Who knows, I might see you today. Might see you tomorrow. Who knows? There's only one man. There's only one man that truly knows. The good Lord. Our God. Corporate owns the federal government. And the federal government, to a very high level, a lot of the regulations from the government were paid for by corporate. If we all band together with positivity, and leave our burdens of sorrow and our burdens of pain and our burdens of excessive assistance of those who don't want to assist themselves, but instead acknowledge the people around you. You can even do it in big cities. It just takes a simple little wave. Not the middle finger wave, just a You can even do this on the steering wheel at the stop sign and let them know that they can go, rather than sitting there looking at each other confused. Or even when you're sitting there, you look over to the other side, and you realize there's a whole row of you waiting to go. Look back over. Good. Just give a natural smile, knowing that you're all headed to in a common direction. And you're all reaching. You're all working together to reach a common goal. We can do this. It's not that difficult. We'll catch you in another video. Please remember to hit a thumb. Leave a comment down there in the comments. A seed planted in the comments of the dirt below. God may just allow it to germinate in a really good way. Keep them as positive as you can. Show compassion. Show kindness. Show integrity. Show honesty. Show trust. Trust that people are not all bad. Trust that there's good out there. The universe tends to use people around you as a mirror. Thank you. You've made this possible. Until another video or face-to-face interaction, we will be considering other videos.